All right, good Sunday morning. Let's make some protein hotcakes. Okay, so this is a very simple recipe. I'm going to be giving you some easy tips along the way because the serving that I'm going to make for you is a complete guy serving. So all of the hotcakes that you make from this batter is your serving. So this batter can be doubled, tripled, quadrupled extremely easily. But you'll obviously need something bigger than this to mix it in. So maybe your countertop blender would be perfect. Okay, so we're going to be using 1/2 cup of 2% milk fat cottage cheese, just 1% or 2%. Try not to go with fat-free because it tastes like shit. 1/2 cup old-fashioned oats. Just a dash of vanilla. Can you see it? Can you see it? And 1/4 cup unsweetened almond milk. And we're also going to use 1 scoop of UMP, and I forgot it, so let me go get it. All right, sorry about that. Julia Childs would have never done that. Okay, so I'm going to use 1 scoop of the graham cracker UMP. You can also get creative and try the chocolate and also the strawberry and cookies and cream. Those are delicious as well, but graham cracker is my favorite with this recipe. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the liquids first. In the bottom of your Nutribullit blender cup, let's put in 3 tablespoons of liquid egg whites. If you don't have liquid egg whites, totally fine. Just use the whites from 3 eggs. And if you don't want to waste the yolks, give them to your wieners. They'll love it. So that's my liquid egg whites. I usually get a case of these at Costco once every other week. I love liquid egg whites. They really make a huge difference in all of your protein baking stuff. Okay, 1/2 cup cottage cheese. Don't have to be perfect here, just 1/2 cup. And 1/4 cup of the unsweetened almond milk. Going in. There we go. All right, let's add just a little dash of vanilla extract. A little bit of this goes a super long way too. I'm gonna go ahead and put my griddle on medium to high heat. I'm using that tiny griddle so you can actually see what I'm doing. Now all we need to add is 1/2 cup old-fashioned oats, or just oats, whatever you have. You don't have to get anything particular on the oats. Don't use the oat brand though. Oat brand's gonna be too grainy for this recipe. You want nice, smooth, fluffy hotcakes. Okay, 1/2 cup oats going in. And 1 scoop of the graham cracker UMP. All right. So like I said, this whole recipe makes one really good size serving for you. It'll give you plenty of protein for your breakfast or even a delicious snack. As you can see, my griddle's starting to smoke a little bit, so I'm gonna cool it down. Isn't this totally sweet and badass? I take it when I do stuff on Living Dayton because it's so tiny. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix up our batter in the Nutribullit. And that's about enough of that. Okay. Now, the key to this batter, creating really delicious, fluffy protein hotcakes, is to actually just let this batter sit on the counter for about an hour before you cook it up. You don't need to refrigerate it. Just sit it on the counter and just sort of forget about it for about an hour. Then come back and heat up your griddle. I'm gonna cool that down just a little bit. Spray it with just a little bit of spray, cooking spray. And that looks like that kind of burn on there, so I'm gonna wipe it off and do it again. All right, let's try that again. And we are ready to start cooking hotcakes. Because I already pre-made a batter, so we could just watch and see how this looked as we were baking it on the hot griddle. I'm just gonna lightly spray my spatula so that the hot cake doesn't stick to it. But from here on, you're just basically making pancakes. You're just waiting for the edges to get bubbly around the edges. And can you see how it's getting bubbly on top of the hot cake? That's how you know you're getting close to flipping it. So as soon as I get just a little bit more bubble production here on the top, I'm gonna go ahead and stick the spatula in and flip it. Ah, that is badass, isn't it? What a good looking hot cake. And it's actually starting to rise now in the center because the hot cakes are so fluffy. They get super, super cake-like in the center. And that's because the UMP does that. Flip it again, just to make sure that it's cooked all on both sides, and it is. Do a little bit of fancy flipping here for you. Boom, check it out. Let's go ahead and make another one. Okay, I should have enough sticky or non-stick spray on there to keep it from sticking. So what I like to do, I will go ahead and mix up a batter and just make like a boatload of these and let them all cool individually on cooling racks. And then you can freeze them and just slide a little piece of wax paper in between each one. That way, when I'm on my way to work and if I want hotcakes that day, all I have to do is pull out like 6 of them, and I'll spread a little bit of peanut butter or almond butter on top of them, roll them up, and eat them on the way to work. Really delicious that way. And they're starting to rise. It's looking good. And that one's ready. Let's make another one. As you can see, this is pretty quick process. I'm going to turn my heat down. You do want to use moderate to moderate high heat, but you don't want it to get so hot to where it's burning your hotcakes. You know, like I said, once you have the batter made and it's set up on the counter for an hour, it's pretty much just like making pancakes from there on out. So nothing special after that. Lightly spraying my spatula. Bubbles are starting to rise here on the top and around the centers. These are really, really delicious. I hope you love this recipe. I'm going to flip this one. Once you flip for the second side, I mean, you're pretty much there. They cook up pretty quick. So how's that looking to you for a nice hot stack of protein hotcakes for the weekend? And like I said, on the weekend, you can even make a bunch of them so you can have them throughout your breakfast during the week if you want to. Hey, just be sure though that if you're doing this in lieu of your protein shake, be sure that you get your tablespoon of psyllium husks fiber in another shake throughout the day. Well, there goes my wieners. They're wanting my attention, so don't forget to let me know how you like this recipe.